Monday.
Time for forethought.
We should do like a symbol, forethought.
I can't hear you. It's time for forethought. We could do
Forethought.
pantomime. I reckon we could do a virtual pantomime with.
I'm hoping you can
Audience
hear us. We're outside the
participation.
front where there's lots of cars going by, so yeah, we just angle this slightly away from the traffic.
Yeah.
There we go. There
So how are you? How are you? We're hoping that you'll send in comments. Let us know how you are. Adam's got the iPad there, and we're trying to get better at this technology and learn how to do the whole interactive thing. So bear with us if you would. But yeah, send in your comments. Say hi. Eliza's here too. Eliza, unfortunately, had a bit of a face plant this morning.
Hi.
Was it off the swing?
Yes,
I wasn't
Grace
there.
was spinning her round and round on the swing in the back garden. Hence she got dizzy
Did you hurt your nose
and then she
Yeah.
face planted
when
on
you
the
fell over? Tell everyone what happened.
When I was getting dizzy on the swing, when Gracie spin me round and round and round, and then I hit my nose.
She hit her nose.
That happens, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You poor sausage, aren't you?
So Anthony's with us,
Hey, Anthony, hello.
Hey, Anthony.
Shaq.
and so is Christian. Christian, nice to
Hey,
have you
Christian.
with us as
Christian
well.
is very faithful actually with
He is.
forethought. I have noticed that with you, Christian. Thank you very much. It's nice to know that you're there, always there.
I just got
Faithful, that is.
your cup.
She's just going to walk around with a cup. Let's not do that. So Boris is out.
Boris is
Isn't
out.
he?
He's back to work.
He's back in his special chair.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey Kirsty, nice to see you. And Chris. Oh, that's Louise's mum, isn't it? Chris.
Oh, Louise Bird.
Yes.
Hello, Chris.
Yes.
I bet you're missing your grandchildren, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
Chris, you're a great grandmother.
You are.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Not a great grandmother. We're not telling you something new there. That would be a little bit
Wrong.
early for Caleb to start.
You're a
but
really good
You are
grandmother.
a class, quality grandmother.
Yeah. Good.
In fact, I think when we look for our children's spouses, not that we look, obviously they do get a say in this.
No, I think I'm going for the whole arranged
I
thing.
think we should gauge the parents.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
And even the parents of the parents, do you think?
So those would be great grandparents.
Oh,
I don't
maybe,
think we can do
know.
that.
Yeah.
Hi.
Too
So
much.
it's the last day of good weather. The weather forecast says we're going to have rain for the rest of the week. So
Here we are making the most of
Yeah.
it. Sunglasses on. Actually,
So-
I just saw a picture on the staff group chat of, I think it's Jake's feet,
yes,
burnt to a crisp,
burnt.
bright pink. Oh my
crispy
goodness.
bacon feet they
You
are.
should get Jake to send you a picture of his feet. Now me, I always go nicely brown. Bronze, I like to call it. Bronze, yes?
You do, my dear.
Yes.
Yes.
No, blonde hair, typical. I just burn to a beetroot.
But we've because it's the last day of sun before the rain. We've had the kids outside in the garden.
Yes.
And I'm sure you can imagine us being, pastors, and we're just so caring, and we were probably, kicking a ball or, practicing some golf batting. But no, they were digging up a tree.
Yeah, we had a tree in our back that had
Yeah.
died in our back garden,
Yeah.
and so we dug it up, and yeah, they were
And
all
we did
working
it.
pretty hard.
Yes.
I say
Good.
we did it.
Yes, Adam was inside. He came out and went, "Oh look, it's only an hour's work." And we said, "No, there's been 4 of us at it for an hour."
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
yeah,
Alan is with us again. Hi, Alan, and Claire Collins. Nice to see you, Claire.
yeah. Hiya, Claire.
And
How
Louise.
you doing?
Louise Dalrymple. She's telling us we look well.
Do we?
Do we look well?
Nice. There we go. I want to tell everyone about my hobby.
Oh yeah. Okay, great.
Yes.
Great. You tell them about your hobby.
Okay, so this year I decided my children were old enough that I was going to have a hobby. I don't know if you've got a hobby, but if you're a mum, and I've been a mum for a long time, my eldest is 19, and I just
Nearly 20.
there's not really time to have a hobby. I used to dream of joining an art class or I don't know, just doing something for me, Anyway, I got a seed catalogue through the post, okay, and, hang on. My mum always says, hope never dies while there are seed catalogues, okay, but I bought a whole load of seeds, okay, these are my seeds. I had verbena, clusters of rich purple flowers held on long stalks, very dramatic in borders.
Dramatic.
Yeah,
Dramatic
and I just
flowers.
thought, that is exactly what I want. Do you want to see my verbenas? I planted them faithfully annually. And this is what they're looking like now. Can you see that?
No.
You can see that the label says verbena. Nothing! It's grown nothing! And I loved it. And I did what my mum said and I talked to it, and there's a few little green specks, but they're either mould or weeds, I don't know. But that is 2.5 months of growth there.
I think it's crawling, that green
So
speck.
verbena didn't go well. Cosmos, a majestic plant. How majestic my cosmos are, okay. They look like they've been driven over. Yes, over here, I don't know if you can see them. These flattened, yet potentially majestic, in shades of red, pink and white. Anyway, the flowers didn't go so well. Tomatoes, slightly better. I've got 6 that have germinated. Okay, I'm really hoping this is interesting because it's my hobby, so I'm passionate about it. Okay, but this is interesting. These are 2 of my tomato plants, and you can see that this one is big and this one is little. Same seed. Same seed, 2 completely different sizes. And so you have to ask yourself, why? And this is where we come around a little bit to what this afternoon's forethought is about, because the difference is the size of the pot that they're in. Okay, this one has got far less roots, like
So
the
they were the
invisible bit,
same seeds from the same packet,
on the same day.
planted the same day.
Yeah, they've had the same amount of love, and they have had a lot of love, but this one has got a lot more space to grow roots, even though you can't see them.
Amazing.
This one has thrived.
There's a lesson in there
and
somewhere,
I'm going
right?
to repot that. Yeah, and there is a lesson in that.
Come on.
Okay. So I thought we might talk a little bit about it, but let me just see if there's anything else exciting to say. Oh, yes, my peas have done quite well. Salad leaves, they just complained. I presented some salad leaves at lunch
meal.
last week.
It looked like a pile of nettles.
And they complained about them, but I appreciated them because they'd been grown with love.
They didn't taste that good,
Well,
did they?
that's beside the point. It was free food, so
Okay.
I'd grown it.
Yeah.
But I guess the thing with my disasters, actually is another interesting thing. This one back here, can you see him? This one? I've got no idea what that one is. So if I get a bit closer, if you're a gardener, maybe you can tell me what this is. I wondered about a sunflower. I don't know what you think. Next to the irises, which have only ever flowered once, although I've had them about 7 years. I brought them from our old house. So yeah, that one is just, it's getting a go. It doesn't
Right.
deserve it because I don't know what it is, but
You didn't plant that?
I don't know what it, I planted something else there, which is why I didn't pull it up, but I know it's not the thing I planted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Louise Dalrymple says it looks dry.
yes, I'm going to water it in a minute when we've done forethought.
Oh, I think Louise is also saying she thinks it might be basil. I don't think it's basil, is it?
No, it's just self-seeded, so but I'm definitely up for a few more suggestions about what that might be or whether I should just dig it up.
Yeah.
I've got some nasturtiums coming, a couple of roses, and I did actually buy some verbena from the supermarket, which looked about this tall. So
You've
that's
quite
nice.
enjoyed the lockdown. It's given you more time. You haven't had time to go in the garden, have
No,
you?
realistically, I would never have spent the time on the garden if this was a normal year.
Yeah.
But from a gardening point of view,
Yeah.
it's worked for the timing. Obviously, you can't say that it's ever a good thing. What's going on is never a good thing. But there has been a silver lining
Yeah.
in terms of
Being at home
Yeah.
and not being able to go anywhere.
Yeah. But it did make me think about this expression, which Adam says he thinks this might be a bit heavy. Okay, but bear with me. Okay. I did go over this with him. And it's this idea of, do you have a growth strategy for this period of time? Because we know it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
What I mean by growth strategy is there an area of your life where you're thinking, I would really like to grow in this. I'd like this to be fruitful, and it's if you like, it's a bit like the hidden root system.
Yeah.
while we're not seeing each other or while we're completely immersed in work, there's an opportunity here to, if you like, give ourselves opportunity to grow in that invisible place.
Yeah.
And I know that can be, you've got that stack of books next to your bed. If you're anything like me, if you've been around church for any length of time, you've got a stack of books that you think, I ought to read these.
I ought to have read these.
Yeah. I just wish I could download them like on The Matrix, right?
Come on.
I know Kung Fu. Yeah. But in this period, is there something that, bird flapping, big bird flapping, but not coming this way, so we're all right. Is there an area of your life where you're thinking, actually, maybe God's going to put something on my heart that I could grow?
Yeah.
Do you have a growth strategy?
Yeah, I just think growth strategy is just slightly...
It sounds a bit
corporate,
doesn't it?
isn't it? And
Yeah.
I think, we want to grow. We do want to
Yeah.
grow. We want to be lifelong learners. And this period, despite all the difficulties that are around with it and the tragedies that are in this period as well, it doesn't stop us from actually thinking, well, I can grow in this. Joseph, one of Joseph's, in the Bible, Joseph.
Not the Joseph that was married to Mary, the other
No,
Joseph.
Joseph in the book of Genesis. I love it, the fact that he has two sons. One of them he calls Manasseh, which means God made me forget my troubles, which is an approach. But the other son he names Ephraim, which means God made me fruitful in my difficulties. And
that's good.
I think actually we want to be that second. We don't just want to forget. We don't just want to say, "Oh, I need to get to the end of this period," where we can actually say, "I want to be fruitful in this difficult time," and be an Ephraim, not a Manasseh.
That's very good.
Yeah.
I like it very
That just came out of my head.
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's good. We didn't practice that bit, did we?
There we go. Yeah. Actually, one of the things that I've
just
been
gonna get my Bible.
doing, Fru's been gardening. I've been doing a bit of work on the garden as well. We've had some lights in our back garden that were installed before we moved in, and they're all dotted all around the back garden, lighting up the bushes. Look really beautiful.
Very fancy they were. They're not very us, but they were there when we bought the house. So.
But they haven't worked for the last year. And about maybe 7 or 8 times I've gone outside over the last kind of 6 months that I'm going to fix these. I'm going to work out what's wrong. And I haven't been able to do it. But I have persevered. And I've used this lockdown to work out what the issue was and managed to fix it.
Have you though? I haven't actually seen those lights on.
No, well I'm waiting for a couple of new things to arrive today, hopefully, which I think will make them work again. So Fru likes plants, I like technology and wires, but I've learnt a bit of electrical work. That's what I've been doing, electrical work. And
sorry, Ray is telling me that I need to look for another hobby. You haven't seen my vegetables yet. My vegetables are coming on.
Yeah, vegetables are good. I want to show Ray your vegetables. There we go. So we've got. What have we got here?
Okay, these ones are. They're going to grow, and Eliza's going to be able to pick the shoots. This is the leaves that were so maligned, but they're look edible. A little bit gritty, but. Granted, my rocket has come to absolutely nothing, but...
Thank goodness for that. Nobody likes rocket, right? You don't like rocket, right?
We've got some currants.
Give me a nice iceberg any day.
This is an experiment. One of my poor tomatoes was... Well, yeah, okay. I would just thought I might see how it does outside, since I've got a few. And I can bear a failure. That's okay. Failure's okay.
So growth strategy.
Yeah. So Louise is saying that God's on her case.
About having a growth strategy.
Yeah. So I was reading in Proverbs. There's this great proverb. It's in Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 15. I can never read much of Proverbs. It's so dense. I need to just have one or two a day.
Verses,
But this is what it says. The heart of the discerning, or in some translations it says the godly or the righteous, acquires knowledge. For the ears of the wise seek it out.
Come on. Yeah, that's
So actually
good.
knowing that you're ignorant
Yeah.
and that there's something else that you can grow in, knowing that there's a growth edge for you somewhere is actually
That's really good.
shows wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah.
But then in the New Testament, 2 Timothy 3:7, Timothy is actually not Timothy talking, is it? It's Paul talking to Timothy. And he's saying how people are going in the wrong direction, basically, in all sorts of ways. And so he's warning Timothy. And he describes these people who are going the wrong way as always learning and never able to arrive at the knowledge of the truth. So I bet all of us are learning during lockdown.
Yeah.
We're all learning, stretching, coming to realise maybe some of our faults, some of the things that
Yeah.
we're interested in.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we didn't know, our areas of ignorance, but actually we want to arrive at the truth. We want to arrive at something that has got real worth and gravitas. Yes.
Say that again.
Like gravitas, like a big pot of soil.
You've got soil on the brain. Actually, Ray says to you,
Gravitas.
that's much better. Should have shown the vegetables first.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, I'm just building up.
Alan
It's like
Cook's-
a juggler that drops a few balls first of all to just show how difficult it is.
Alan's asking whether you've got any runner beans.
I have, and they're right here actually. I nearly
That's
kicked
the
over
right
the camera in
question,
excitement.
Alan. Well done.
Look.
Just made her very happy.
Huh?
Yeah.
These are my runner beans. See, labelled and everything, beans.
Well, you've got the same thing again. Were they planted at the same time?
Yes, these were planted
This
at
is
the
a
same
bigger
time.
pot, and you've got a bigger shoot.
Well, that's true, but I don't imagine they've got a root system to. Actually, I'm just going to help that one off with its little hat. Okay. Yes. So I have got beans, and I've got wallflowers that I haven't planted yet,
Yeah.
which I'm quite excited about, and courgettes. It's going to be bountiful.
So we're going to be able to. Are we going to be self-sustaining this summer?
If you'll eat my
Rocket.
lettuce, yeah.
Rocket all summer.
Some of it is mustard, you know,
Mustard.
Richard. If you
Nice.
never saw that, what was it? Mustard Richard
It was a letter
thing.
from a customer of Virgin
Yeah.
to Richard Branson. If you Google Mustard Richard or something like that,
Virgin complaint letter, Virgin
Yeah.
Airlines complaint letter.
It's very funny.
It's the funniest thing.
It's
I
really funny.
cried when I read that. It's definitely worth looking up.
been around for a long
now
time.
everyone's clicked off our
to look at that.
broadcast now to open up and see what this person wrote to Richard Branson. But then you'll understand the Mustard Richard reference.
so
Yes.
growth strategy.
Yes.
Lifelong learners, learning in the difficulties, and actually
Yeah.
what you said before about finding out your own ignorance. That's just a positive step in itself,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Finding out the things that you're missing, and then doing something. Or it can be positive if you then do something.
Yes.
Do something about
Yes.
it, and we have such great resources at our disposal. The internet. I imagine a lot of you are learning about technology during this time.
Yes.
Zoom.
Yes.
I spent many hours last week helping my mum and dad set up their new iPads over Zoom. No, was it Zoom or it was?
You had one on the phone. You had
Oh.
you had two, I think.
It took a long time.
Yeah.
But my mum and dad, they're in their mid-70s now. They're doing
Yeah.
brilliantly. They're doing amazingly, learning all this new technology
Yeah.
and just getting to grips with the hardware and the software and being able
And
to stay in
refusing to
contact.
give up because it's hard. Because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
can
yeah.
be hard if you're like me, not particularly technically minded.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
In the same way, but you keep at it, and I think Jeff and Barb are amazing. I mean, they're in terms of us being a next generational church,
Yeah.
they just embody that young at heart thing, don't they?
They do.
Bought 2 new iPads, and there's Adam on the phone going, "No, mum, mum, listen, no, turn it round, no, turn it round the other way."
It was great.
You are very patient.
Yeah, I am very patient.
You
sometimes.
are very patient, actually.
Sometimes.
He's very patient. He needs to be.
That's what 5 kids will do to you
Yeah, every time.
every time.
Yeah.
Is that it? Are we there?
Yes.
Do you have anything else you want to bring? Any more plants you want to show?
No, I have to say I do love Forethought because I love connecting, and I'm loving Zoom because I love connecting, but I'm going to love it when we're back in the same room as well, because that's real
Yeah.
connecting, isn't it? And I think finding ways to make this technology really work for us is wonderful.
Louise says, if you want tomato plants, I will have some spare.
Yes, I think Mine isn't looking great, is it? But I'm hopeful. It's supposed to make a nice plum tomato. It's supposed to be meaty.
Yes.
A meaty tomato.
Meaty. Well, it doesn't look meaty at the moment,
Well,
but we will
that's
get
what
there.
the packet said, but then
Maybe.
it talked majestic, didn't it? So.
Yeah. And Chris says, I love the more space to grow idea. We certainly have more space than we have ever had. What an opportunity.
Yeah, what an opportunity.
What an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
Plant yourself in a bigger pot. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe don't say that out of context, but yeah. It's so lovely to see you.
Yes.
And enjoy these last few hours of sunshine before the clouds come over, because I gather that this is it for the week.
Yeah, we're going to get some rain from now on. Don't forget, this Wednesday is One Group.
One group with Dom.
One Group with Dom.
Acts, learning about the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Bring it
Gonna-
on, bring
oh,
him
didn't
on.
Dom and Lou do so well yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that was tough for them.
Yeah.
You must have felt for them. We felt for them. Kind of that rough going through the technological difficulties, but they persevered.
Yeah.
And we got such great stuff from it.
Yeah, the preach was fantastic.
Amazing,
wasn't it?
both of them.
Generosity and
Lou, you're brilliant.
Yes.
And so, Dom, you're all right too, mate. So, One Group this Wednesday. Don't forget Forethought every day, 4 o'clock.
yep.
Richard on a Tuesday.
I think normally it is Richard on Tuesday, but
knows?
sometimes we just
Could mix it up.
mix it up.
We also go and see what our kids are up to.
That's true. That's true. Eliza keeps stripping off, doesn't she,
does.
and running around the
She
garden.
likes to be
You've got to
naked.
wear clothes, girl.
Yeah. It takes after her mother. All right. Have a great week, and we look forward to same time, same place next week.
Yeah, we'll be here on a Monday.
You'll be here.